I want to talk about the data that you came up with from Pew Research. This was really interesting. That April of 2022 Pew Research study.
Yeah.
Why don't you explain that data, and then I'm gonna go over a graphic that kind of backs that up a little bit that I want to talk about when you're done with that. So you want to kind of give us the highlights of that Pew Research study that you found. It was very, very interesting.
In April of 2022, that Pew Research they posted the statistics of a study that they had done. And basically all Americans 25 years and older, 37.9% of them have a bachelor's degree. And while 14.3% have a graduate degree. Now, back in the old days when I was still in the business, it was working with Bill Daggett from back east in his International Center for Student Leadership. He was talking about that was the club. If you weren't in the club, you weren't going to make it. You had to be in the club to make it in America. And in those days, the club was about half of what that was. So basically, I think if I remember right, it was like 28% had bachelor's degrees and like 8% had graduate degrees or bigger degrees. So they've done, like I said, we talked about it earlier, they've brought them back up to an increase of 7.5% in bachelor's degrees since 2011. What was kind of shocking to me was some of the other data that came out of that report. 40.2% of all Americans 25 years and older have a high school diploma. Think about that.
Yeah.
Today, only 40% have a high school diploma. And actually it's 25.3% of that 40% have completed, 25% of them have completed some college without earning a degree. So out of the 40% that have a high school diploma, 25% of them have tried college and then dropped out for whatever reason, financial or didn't see any use in it. So
it looks like women did a little, so that's primarily men, but women did a little bit better than that.
Women were 46% of women have a college degree compared to 36% of men.
Mm-hmm.
Only 62% of Americans that start a degree or certificate program finish within 6 years.
Right.
62%. So
yeah,
38% of them that started never finish. And then it goes on to say that in the National Student, this was all data from the National Student Clearinghouse. The Federal Bureau of Labor Statistics, our favorite BLS, says the median wage for a person with a bachelor's degree in 2021 between the ages of 22 and 27 is $52,000 compared to $30,000 per year for an American with a high school diploma.
And that's a bunch of BS.
Well, it's apples and oranges basically,
right?
Because you're taking the group of people that are college graduates, which is it's not a real strong percentage of those that ever went to school or went to college. You're taking that percentage and comparing it to everybody else. Kids that have never gone to college, never going to go to college, kids that have never even finished high school, kids that have never gone to work, young people, young families that are welfare families that don't work. I mean, they take all of that and weigh it against those with a college degree. Of course, the college degree is going to look much better.
Right.
But the bottom line is that out of that 52,000, how many of them are really, going to go back to the other percentages, how of them are really making any money in their field of study, or they're just making a living somewhere doing something else. So, you got to weigh, well, then was college really worth it or not? That's the bottom line.